What's for dinner? Hey everyone, I'm Chef Z and welcome back to my channel, Chef Z Cooks. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make Masita de Puerco, which are gently fried pork chunks, and not to be confused with chicharrones, which are just as tasty, but those are actually deep fried. Now, this is one of my absolute favorite Cuban recipes, and as you can imagine, there's more than one way of making it. In fact, one of the most traditional ways of making masita de puerco is to fry them using lard. Now, between me and you, I'm actually not the biggest fan of cooking with lard, so I will be showing you what I like to do instead, and be sure to hang tight until the very end of the video because I will be sharing my tips and tricks to making sure that you nail this recipe right each and every single time. Let's go ahead and get started. Making masita de puerco is actually very easy, and it's going to be one of those dishes that you find yourself making time and time again. We're going to start off by seasoning our meat, and I'm starting off by adding some mashed garlic cloves, adding some Dominican oregano, but regular oregano will also work, some fresh black pepper, and we're also going to add some salt. Now, I recommend just adding a little bit of salt in the beginning and tasting it once the meat is done, because if you feel like you need a little bit more salt, then you can go ahead and add some more. We're now going to add some sour oranges. Now, I get this question a lot as to what are sour oranges, and they are very unique and very special to the Caribbean and Latin America. It's essentially a hybrid of an orange and a lemon or lime, so it has this beautiful citrus flavor. But let's say you can't find sour oranges wherever you live, you can go ahead and actually make your own, and it will have the same effect. You're going to take an orange, and if your orange is too big for your citrus squeezer, just like mine was, go ahead and squeeze it by hand. Now, I realized as I was actually making this video that this orange is rather big and pretty juicy, so I went ahead and just added half an orange, and then I'm gonna go ahead and also add one lime. Typically, whenever you are making your own sour oranges, you want to use 1 part orange to 1 part lime, and that will essentially give you a sour orange, but you can definitely eyeball it. I know some sour oranges taste more orangey than they do lemonly, so you can kind of make your own and do the same thing and judge it. So once you've added all of the seasonings, we're going to go ahead and mix it, and then we're going to let it marinate for about 20 minutes because that's all you need. So we're going to set that off to the side, and now we're going to prepare our mojo, which is what we're going to drizzle the meat with at the very end. So you want to go ahead and you want to add 1 sour orange, and again, if you don't have sour oranges, just create your own, or you can also use lemons to do this as well if you prefer that flavor. We're going to set that off to the side, and now in a deep-sided skillet over medium heat, we're going to be really generous, and we're going to add either some canola oil or vegetable oil. Whatever you have on hand will do, and you want to add a good amount. And after about 3 minutes, we want to go ahead and add the pork. Now, it's really important that you actually don't wait for the oil to get super hot because we used fresh garlic, so we don't want the garlic to burn and then become bitter. As you've noticed, I've also included some fat pieces from the pernil, and I do that because I like for it to render down, and I like that natural flavor that it gives. Don't worry, because we're actually not going to be eating those pieces. We're going to take it out at the end. So once you've added the meat, it's going to begin to sweat and release its own juices, and that's exactly what you want it to do. And after about 5 minutes, we're going to add about 2 cups of water into the meat, and you want to make sure to capture all of that marinade. Give it a good mix, because now we're going to make sure that this meat tenderizes. So once you've added the water, go ahead and add the lid, but leave it a little bit uncovered because you do want the steam to release a little bit. And after about 20 to 30 minutes, you just want to go in and check once all that water has actually evaporated, and you want to check to see that the meat is tender. If it's not, then go ahead and add some more water and continue repeating until the meat is really nice and tender. Now, how long it takes to tender will vary depending on the size of your chunks and the cut of meat that you're using. Because I'm using pernil, it actually took a little bit longer than, say, if I had used some country style ribs or even some pork loin. So now that the water has evaporated completely, all we have left is the oil. And so it's now going to start frying on its own. And this is where you want to eyeball it, because you can gently fry it as much as you want. I personally like to fry it until it becomes that medium brown color. And once it's done frying, I just go ahead and I remove those fat pieces. And as you can see, they've actually rendered down to about half the size. So now that our masitas are ready, we're going to go ahead and start making the mojo. And all you want to do is add a little bit of canola or vegetable oil, and then we're going to go in and we're going to add our onions and we're going to saute that for a little bit. And then we're also going to go ahead and we're going to add the garlic. And just like before, we want to make sure that the garlic doesn't burn, and you can cook it until the onions are as soft or as hard as you like. As you guys know, I always like for my onions to have a little bit of a bite. And once those onions are beautiful, nice and ready, we're going to go ahead and we're going to drizzle it over top of the masitas. And this is actually my favorite part. And then right when I'm ready to eat it, I like to go in and squeeze some fresh lime as well. So there you guys have it, my recipe for making Masitas De Puerco. If you have any questions, comment down below. And until next time, I'm Chef Z y buen provecho. Alright guys, here are some quick tips to making sure that you get this recipe perfect each and every single time. Number one, you can use different cuts of pork to make masita de puerco. In today's video, I used my absolute favorite, which should come as no surprise. I use pernil. Now, I love using pernil because number one, it's cheap and it can feed a village, and not to mention that it's super tasty. But I'm not gonna lie, it does require a little bit more work because it has that huge bone that goes throughout. So what I do is I bring my pernil home, I wash it, I clean it, and then I debone it and I cut the chunks myself. Now, if you're interested in using pernil just like I did, when you go to the store, depending on how many people you're planning on feeding, you can get that big old hunk of meat, or you can get the pork shoulder picnic, or it might also be labeled as half a pernil, half shoulder picnic, or it'll be a play on those words. As long as you get something like that, you'll be totally fine. Other cuts of meat that you can use some boneless pork loin, or you can use one of my absolute favorites, which is actually country style ribs, and those tend to come boneless as well. And just like the pernil, they are cheap, affordable, and just as delicious. And listen, I'm all here for feeding a family on a budget. Now, I did mention earlier that this dish is traditionally made using lard. Now, if you're like me and you're not a fan of using lard, another tip for you is use whatever oil you like to use whenever you're frying food. So that can be canola oil, sunflower oil, vegetable oil. Hell, it could even be peanut oil. The decision is totally up to you. Now, speaking of oil, one of the biggest things that I do want to stress is that you don't want your oil to get too hot, because remember, we did use fresh garlic to season the meat, and the last thing you want is for that garlic to burn when you initially put the pork into the oil, because that garlic is going to get bitter and it doesn't taste that good. So trust me on this. Now, if you have any questions on today's video, comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and click that bell so that you're notified each and every single week. And until next week, I'm Chef Z y buen provecho.